Before we get to the MMG podcast, for anyone looking for Hot Shot Golf 3, the series should return next week. I have ordered a new PS2 to play with, and we're going to be getting rid of our old one. So that should be able to get done for Sunday. Next Sunday it will be returning. But for now, enjoy the MMG podcast. Welcome to episode 5 of the MMG podcast. My name is Chris, and I am joined by my good friend GoCup711.
Chris, did you know that there's a SpongeBob rectal thermometer?
My God. That was the last thing I was expecting to come out of your mouth just now. Now, we're doing our second take of this, because in the middle, or not in the middle, but like close to the beginning, GoCups' computer crashed. His original start was the Big Brother slop recipe. I was expecting another Big Brother reference. Not that. That was not at all.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That was. I think enjoy is a very generative
stretch.
Well, no, just a general term, I think.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, guys, welcome to the 5th episode of the MMG podcast. We are going to talk for the first of many Big Brother episodes of the show. We're gonna you're still laughing, I hear you. We're gonna talk for many episodes about the show. We love following it. It's a show that's I wouldn't say it's definitely, I think in recent times I think Survivor is a lot better than Big Brother, but it is, but it's still fun to watch. It's still a very fun human experiment. And we've had many Big Brother podcast episodes where we've talked about it before. If you're interested in our takes from 2 seasons ago, you can go ahead and go watch that. But anyways, we're going to be looking forward to Big Brother 19, which premieres this upcoming Wednesday, June 28th. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to this season. A lot of what I've heard thus far I'm very excited about. We're going to go over the cast. We're going to go over the I guess we could even just go over the look of the house, even though this is in podcast form. But we can do that, and we'll go over the twist that they've announced, and I also have something that I'm going to be revealing to Go Cubs at the end of the podcast regarding this season. So we're going to start with Alex Au. Alex Au is the first cast member on our list.
Yes. She's from California. She's a eco-friendly marketing representative. She says her spirit animal is a sloth.
Yes.
And she thinks that she will be underestimated for most of the game, and that's her strategy. Yeah,
it's it's hard. This was the only house kiss that we did, and I have to remember all the things I said last time. But essentially, the main discussion point that I'm seeing from a lot of people when talking about her is that she is going to play very similarly to Nicole, but more the first season that we saw Nicole on, where she was she fell into this showmance and never really got back into the game. That's how I see the fate of Alex Au right now. A lot of the girls have said that they would, if it would benefit their game, that they would go into a showmance. I don't think Alex really said anything about her game. She was just totally fine with that. She seemed kind of up in the air, like not really realizing what she was about to get into. I feel like she's going to be the first one to kind of have like a little bit of that realization that, oh shit, this is much more backstabby, cutthroaty than I thought. Not just a summer getaway. But that's, I guess, just my take. What about you?
Yep, that's a pretty good take, I think. I don't know. People talking about their game in interviews is always interesting to me, because you don't know exactly how they're going to play, and neither do they until they actually start playing.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I appreciate hearing from a lot of them during the interviews, But a lot of them were like saying, it's hard to talk about strategy because they're going to throw something at you day one that is going to throw your entire game out the window, or at least what you were planning on doing. And that's really the attitude that you have to go in with, because it could literally, everything could hit the fan in like just the hour that you're in there, the first hour. So yeah, so I don't think that Alex is gonna get very far. Definitely not up there in terms of me wanting to pick a winner or anything like that.
Nah.
But all right, who's next on our list?
All right, next up is well, this is out of order.
It is out of order.
Yeah. All right. Christmas.
Christmas. All right.
It's not alphabetical order, but I'm just gonna go with this.
Yeah, go with it. It's okay. So Christmas, what a unique name.
Yeah.
What is the description that she has?
She is from North Carolina, and she is a fitness superstar, is what it says in her occupation. Her favorite Big Brother house guest is Helen from season 15, which is interesting.
Helen played well. That season. I didn't.
I think aligned herself with some of the wronger people, but
yeah, I think she was aligned with Alyssa, but I didn't really hate her either.
No, Helen was fine. I hated Alyssa.
I liked how Helen played the game, and she unfortunately lost the jury competition, could not come back into the game. But that was all fun.
Fun fact, though, she was the first female in a NASCAR Sprint Cup pit.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, I remember she talked about that. I mean, NASCAR, I guess, doesn't want to make a big deal about that because I didn't hear about it that much. But
that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like Christmas was very intriguing to me because she's a physical threat, but I felt like she also had a pretty good personality. I feel like that's going to help her a lot. You need to be able to make friends in this game. And I could see her, maybe her only downfall may be that even though she said that she would probably let other people take each other out, I'm worried that she might be someone that is in those fights at times. You have no idea what kind of people you're going to end up in, like who's going to really tick you off, that's going to lead you to like losing your shit. But I feel like that there was a little bit of like not unplanned foreshadowing there, where I could see her being like, oh no, I'll let other people fight, and then she's in it. But regardless of that, if she does follow through, and she kind of keeps under the radar, but continues to win competitions, is nice, it continues having like a nice personality with everyone, builds alliances, I think that she's a solid contender.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, do you have any opinion?
I think we can say we'll see to everything.
A lot of this is just purely speculative. But do you have any takes, or we're good to go to the next one?
I'm good to go on.
All right, so that is Christmas Abbott. I guess it would be Chris for short. But, I guess we could do Cameron next.
Yeah, I'm just going in this order. Yeah, I'm just going in the order that was like on Big Brother's website.
Okay, you could do that.
Yeah. It's not alphabetical, it turns out.
Okay.
Next up is Matthew Kleins.
Oh, all right, Matthew. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Has a cool name.
Yes.
He's from Virginia. He thinks he's competitive. He really liked Donnie from season 16.
We love Donnie.
Yeah. Let's see. He says he likes watching like funny animal videos. That's listed in favorite activities.
I appreciate that. That was something I greatly appreciated.
And he wants to try to befriend everyone in the house to try to figure out who it would be best to align with.
That's a pretty solid strategy.
I think so.
Do you see the thing about the casino? Can you read that one?
Say that again.
There was a part in there about casino. Can you read that part?
I've been naked in the Planet Hollywood Las Vegas hotel lobby.
Oh, it was just Las Vegas. Never mind.
Yeah.
But I love that. That was my favorite one of his description. Um, my opinion and my takeaway was that you know he's gonna be a manipulator. I feel, but I think I liked him. I thought he was a good guy. I thought he be too much of a good guy for his own good. That could be a potential. Could he be too manipulating? If with his kindness and then using that information against other people, yeah, that could happen. But if he finds that happy medium, I think he could go far. And I think I think he portrayed himself as a really nice guy, and I could appreciate his honesty with watching animal videos on his spare time and being naked in a Las Vegas hotel room. I mean, or hotel lobby rather.
One thing that I would love that, and this doesn't necessarily have to be him, but I just bring this up because this is kind of what his strategy implied, is that he would manipulate people, but they wouldn't realize that they were being manipulated.
Right. That and I love that idea of that.
Yeah.
Because like you kind of think. You kind of walk away from conversations and you're like, oh, wow, he seems like a pretty nice guy. Meanwhile, everything you just told him, he's going to probably use to either get you out of the house or to use you to his advantage.
Yeah.
It's just you can't be obvious with the manipulation. You can't. I feel like there's been a few times in the past seasons where you see someone, and I think a great example of this is the person that was eliminated first in Big Brother 16, Jace.
Yes.
Where he kind of uses this like ransom tactic, this kind of like in order to get to people. Like he sat down with Steve in that one episode, and in like the mirror room or whatever it's called, and he just kind of like was like, do you want to shame the people at home by getting rid of me, or it's something like that. And that's the manipulation that's one, obvious, and two, fucked up. Like you want to kind of be the nice guy while also using that information to your benefit. So that's why I'm hoping for Matt. Anyways, go ahead to continue.
All right, next house guest.
Yes.
All right, next house guest we have Dominique. She is also from Virginia. She's a government engineer.
Okay.
She's still trying to figure out which Big Brother cast member she likes the most.
That's a telltale sign right there.
Yep.
Anyways.
She also thinks that the hardest part will be sharing a bathroom with several people.
Yeah, that's well. I mean, it sucks if it's just one bathroom, which is kind of the case for all of them.
Yeah.
But a lot of people looked at her interview and felt like she was too talkative. I didn't really see that. I thought that she had a really nice personality. I think that could be used to her advantage. But I guess my biggest concern is she's very much in the social aspect, and she talked about how she could be physically strong, could win competitions. I just don't know if she has like this direct strategy to how to get around this, around the house, and how she's gonna be able to get people out. I feel like she's very much she knows what she's going to do socially. She's gonna make friends and talk to people, and she's going to try to win competitions. But from there, I don't really know what the direct thing is. Maybe that's for the good though, not to have that direct strategy yet, because you never know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Any takes from you on her?
Yeah. You pretty much said it all.
Yeah. All right. So that is Dominique, and she apparently also won a beauty pageant in Florida. Apparently, that was something that Big Brother Network, this a fan website, found out about her. I did, and just throwing it out there is that I guess they tend to go after, in terms of Big Brother casting, they try to go after people that have participated in either beauty pageants or just naturally just beautiful in general. Yeah. So because that's the summer heartthrobness of Big Brother. Anyways, continue.
All right, next up we have Elena.
Okay.
And she is from the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas. In two separate things on her bio, she talks about Instagram.
Okay, so she is
Like that's the
obsessed.
first thing in her favorite activities. And then when uh like what would you take into the house and why? First is her phone because of Instagram. Second is my dog because she's real cute and she cuddles me at night, which I can totally understand. I would totally bring my dog too. And
Absolutely.
El Rancho Grande's chips and queso.
Ooh, I like it. Um, the my takeaway from Elena was that she is either going to be likable amongst the house guests, or like it's gonna be like one of two extremes. Like people are gonna love her, or people are not going to. I think this is to me she's the hardest for me to read at the moment. Um, where she's at. Do you have anything significant to say about her? Because it was hard for me to really read her when I watched the interview.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, like
She,
go ahead.
no, I don't have anything.
I think right now, we're gonna again. This is all gonna just be speculative right now, but I think what's the why I'm gonna see out of her is that she reminds me a lot. I don't know why, but she reminds me a little bit of Amanda from Big Brother 15.
Mm.
There's just something about it. I don't know if it's just personality or looks or anything like that. I think that she is going into it not wanting to be as cutthroat, at least as far as I remember from the interview, not as cutthroat as Amanda, but she could end up being one of those people for this season. We don't really know for sure. But that's my only takeaway significantly from her. So next person.
Yeah. Next person is Jason Dent.
Okay.
What was this dude's rodeo name?
Whistlenut.
Whistlenut.
Whistle,
That's all you really
whistle,
need to know
whistle.
about him.
That's
Whistlenut.
it. Yeah, that's really it. The description, right?
Yeah, he's a fucking rodeo clown from Iowa.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, I remember he actually had like the fewest words in his CBS bio.
Yeah, this is like very few words.
I want to hear from you first on this one. What was your takeaway?
I mean, he seemed like really excited, and I'm sure he's like a good guy to get to know. He reminded me a lot of Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, which
okay.
Which is like that picture that I sent you. Like, he kind of seemed like you could get to know him and like have a beer with him, but also he might kind of be an asshole.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
that was, I think that's a good part of it. He's one of those. He's one of those house guests that I think is going to either be really liked or really hated really fast. And for me, it's he just seems that's there's just something about it that's a little bit of annoying already for me. But he he has no idea. He has never seen the show, apparently, never seen Big Brother. But is being thrown in there.
Yeah.
People are complaining about it. Whatever. I think that's part. Again, I think that's fun to have it not to have someone new in there that has no idea what's happening. But yeah, I think he is. He's gonna end up being dragged into, if it happens again this season. Like, he could be the one dragged into an all guys alliance that does nothing though. Like, I think that he's gonna be that guy that's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna vote, and he's not really gonna know what else to do. He's probably gonna be the goofy guy in the house. Probably gonna be the one that tries to make people laugh, and subsequently maybe people getting annoyed at him real fast. If he brings out the clown makeup, I think he's auto eviction.
Yeah.
Right there. So yeah, he has to be careful with that. So that's my.
I like how that's his biggest problem.
That's his biggest flaw. No, I mean not his lack of strategy or knowledge of Big Brother.
Yeah.
The clown
But
makeup.
like, if he puts clown makeup on,
it's over. In fact, I think the
Yeah.
producers will bring him into the diary room and like wrap him up and like throw him off to the curb in the studio lot and just leave
Yeah.
him there. Like he's done. He's out of there. So yeah, be careful there, Mr. Whistlenut. Moving on.
all right. Next up is Jessica Graff.
Jessica Graff. Yes.
She
Okay.
she currently lives in California. She's a VIP concierge. Uh, Says that she's very loud. Says she has a loud personality. Uh, she says her strategy is to find the best male competitor in the game, and the two of them are going to clean house. I don't know if that means showmance or not. I don't really remember from her interview.
Well, this is what I. It's interesting that you bring that up because she did say in the interview that she felt if it helped her game she would, but she was not like the biggest fan of it. She hates the idea of a showman's. So this is something that if I went into the Big Brother house, this is something similar that I would want to do. Obviously, just a little bit different, but she is basically trying to pair up with someone that maybe, or at least to what I sound like, maybe that people don't expect her to pair up with.
Uh,
And they're gonna try to like take down everyone. It's not necessarily going to be romantic, but it could be perceived that way.
Yeah.
If they end up forming just a two-person alliance, and I guess that they find each other attractive. I mean, it fucking happens all the time. But I think that's going to be the interesting thing to watch with her. I think it's a very interesting strategy. If it's going to be like a not a romance, but just a pair that's going to be working together and trying to steamroll steamroll through the competition. I think the best move for her, if that's the case, is that she needs to make a larger alliance, or she needs to be part of a larger alliance, and then pick someone in that alliance to pair up.
Should we have like a bit of a deeper one with?
Right, like a final two deal. Like you kind of saw that with Derek. Derek had his whole little squad that they had, and then he kind of picked out Cody as being you're my number two, and they ended up going to the end together. If she could do something like that would be fantastic to watch. I know for me, if I was in the Big Brother house, as someone who I would consider myself a weaker guy because I'm just not physically, I can't do physical competitions. Probably could do some mentally ones, but I would want to pair up with like the strongest girl, like someone that no one would expect, and I would try to we try to get through the house that way. But if she could do something similar to that, I think it would be fascinating to watch. All right, next up.
Another thing that I just wanted to add is in fun facts about yourself, she elected to say, "My boobs are real."
You know what? You need that you need clarification.
Just clarify.
Yeah, you got clarification sometimes. That's important.
All right, next is the huge ass nerd Cameron Hurd.
Cameron Hurd.
Hashtag nerd herd. I like this guy.
Yeah.
Not only because he's from Illinois, and in my area from Illinois, but he's embracing the fact that he's a huge nerd. He says he loves Ian from season 14.
I loved Ian. Ian was pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, this is what his strategy says. He's going to use a metaphor. He's going to use a cycling metaphor. He's going to be like a wheel. He's going to be the hub of the wheel, and everyone's going to revolve around him like the spokes. If I think I'm on the bottom, I will talk to the HOH in reasons to keep me and how it will benefit both of our games. If they don't think rationally like Gina Marie from season 15, they'll have to put fear into their eyes by saying someone else is going after them. So he's going to try. He's going to try to like make everything about him. He also would like spiking.
Yeah. When you say that he's gonna try and make everything about him, like meaning like how his game will be impacted.
Probably just be like try to position himself to like I don't know how to explain this.
Because I think I like the idea, because I think you want to be able to you want to be able to move through the game, and the best way to make deals with people is to say how it will affect them. Because if you're just saying that this is why this will affect me, and they're not gonna give a shit. They might think about it if they were a little little too nice, they might be like, all right, maybe I'll consider that. But you have to propose things that is best towards what the person you're talking to wants, because especially if they are the ones with the power. Now with Cameron, I think that he's going to do that. I just hope he doesn't turn into someone like Brian from Big Brother 10. Now, you don't know Brian, but Brian was the first person to be eliminated on Big Brother. And the reason for that is that he tried to make an alliance with every single person in the house. And they all caught on. And they all met together. And they went and told the the head of household about that. And at the time, his head of household was Jerry. And Jerry had to end up nominating him. And he ended up going home. So, and even his last ditch attempts of trying to make people laugh and try to be a good guy in the house didn't work. So, that would be my biggest concern for Cameron. Other than that, though, I think he has a brilliant strategy if he could talk to people and talk to them the right way, and be able to navigate through the house and be able to make deals. If he could do that, I mean, he's going to be pretty good for a good while, I think.
Yeah, and we've had, like, recently, if you count Andy, which you may or may not, we've had 3 nerds win really recently.
Big Brother nerds, yeah. You have Ian, you have Andy, you have Steve, and
Andy maybe, and Steve.
Yeah, and they those 3. I think that's I guess another reason why I would be worried if I were Cameron or another house guest that we'll be talking about a little bit later on, is people might see that, and if they do know the show, because there's a lot of these guys that don't really know the show that well, but if they do know the show and do know what the current trend has been with winners, they're going to probably want to get the guy out ASAP, because they have been the ones winning these games. But hey, if it will be very interesting to see if Cameron can. I think there's a good chance that people will underestimate him, and he'll fly through the game and make deals along the way. So I have confidence for Cameron. I think he'll do a good job. All right. Next
is Mark.
Mark. Okay.
Mark is from New York, Grand Island.
Okay.
He is a very physical person. He went to an NFL Combine once.
Yes.
And was a Division I football player for, I believe, Buffalo? University of Buffalo?
University of Buffalo, yeah, they're part of the Conference USA, I believe. No, I'm sorry, they're part of the MAC. Never mind. But, yeah, I liked Mark, surprisingly. I thought at first I was thinking he was going to be a little bit more of a musclehead, but he seemed like he has a really charming, nice personality. What he wants to use the money for is like really just inspiring. He lost both of his parents, in recent years.
Young age.
Yeah, and he wants to make it better for people that are either single moms, because he was raised by a single mom, because his father died at a young age, and and he also wants to just help anyone that's like parentless, I guess, and with if he ends up winning the whole thing, and to me that's, I mean, I hope that he means that. I would that would be really fantastic to see that happen. But I think generally he's gonna be a nice guy, and because of that, he's gonna end up being one of the heartthrobs of the season. So he said that he could fall victim to the girls in the house.
Yeah, he was a little, in his interview, he was a little fast in saying, like, oh, what are you downfalls? Girls.
Yeah. I don't think Jeff even completed the question. Like, he was absolutely, well, I think it's good to know what your weaknesses are. I hope, for his sake, that he cannot get distracted by that. Or if he is, that he can use it for his advantage in the game. Because if he just kind of loses that edge and loses that ability to to like pay attention to the game and then maybe a showman to the side, it's not going to be good for him. So yeah, but I'm surprised again. I was very surprised. I did not expect to like him, but I do. I think he showed a lot of a good side to him.
Yeah.
No good.
All right.
Next up,
we have Megan.
Okay.
All right, I'll be honest. Megan's interview was the very last on the list, and I got to the end of that. I was kind of like just done, and she wasn't saying anything in the interview that was interesting to me, so I kind of just spaced out there.
Okay. Fair enough. That's all good.
Yeah.
What's the description?
She is a professional dog walker from Phoenix. Which, why would you?
I mean,
why would you live in Phoenix?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna go after the dog walker part. All right.
She says she tends to overanalyze things and get a bit paranoid. And she says that keeping a healthy balance of those is going to be a challenge. She doesn't want to end up like Tiffany from season 18.
Oh. She better get that under control because we do not want that.
Yeah.
My God, I completely forgot that happened last season.
One strategy that she does have though that seems pretty interesting is find the biggest guy in there and make him her gym buddy, and then try to get like a strong alliance that will just win competitions.
She seems like the girl that's going to be part of a guy's alliance.
Yeah.
Like that she's gonna be the one that gets information from the other girls that she can maybe work in between. She's definitely gonna be like a floater, I think, of some kind. And I don't necessarily hate floaters. I think if they're trying to make moves and being in between both alliances, I think that's fair enough. I'm not gonna criticize that gameplay because it works. It works, and people complain about it, but I like it. I'm fine with it, but with her, I found very interesting how much she was into the idea of the Big Brother experience. She seemed a lot more educated of the game than people made it out to be when the cast list was first revealed. She did bring up at one point during the interview how much she wanted to participate in, like, she wanted to eat Big Brother slop. She wanted to, deal with the worst environment. And she even brought up wanted to crawl through honey, which, as far as I know, the crawling through honey hasn't happened since I think BB12. I don't think they've had something similar to that in recent seasons, unless I'm just forgetting.
I don't know. They've done mud a lot.
They've done mud, but they have not done honey. And watching the honey challenges, oh my God, that is brutal because that sticks and you can barely move. Like you feel like you're permanently stuck.
Yeah.
But I liked her. I think that she is going to play decently. I don't know if she's going to be a first boot, but I think that people will perceive her as a floater, and she might be like a early jury evictee, I would say. Personally. All right, next up.
Next up is Josh.
Okay.
Josh swore in his cast interview, and Jeff yelled at him.
I mean, that's really all you need to know about him.
Yeah. He's Floridian, which gives you more of a information about him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that this guy's going to be more of a meathead than Mark.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think I don't know. I think that it's going to be hard for him to like make an alliance with like more than one person, and he's just going to be a really easy target early on just because of his attitude, and he can get voted off for just so that people don't want to piss anyone else off.
This guy says Devin all over it.
Yeah.
That's why I felt he wasn't as loud. I'm sorry, Devin wasn't as loud as this guy is. Josh is Oh my goodness, is he loud? And he is. He's gonna be a yeller in the diary room, I'm sure.
Mhm.
He seems very very pumped and excited about being in the show, but I think he thinks it's easier than it actually is to manipulate people and get people out and backstab people. It's a little bit more difficult, and I don't think he realizes that.
Yeah.
He it's just like it seems like he's very much a like he's very much just enjoying the limelight, and then when he goes in there, I think he's gonna make too many moves. And he's gonna be like your token like third major person out in the game, and not even making jury. Like it's gonna be rough for him.
Yeah.
So that's my take at least.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah. Next up,
All right. Next is, if I can scroll faster, Cody.
Cody. Okay.
All right. When you first talked about him, this was the guy that you said was like Corey, right?
Very similar to Corey, I felt.
Yeah. Uh,
Now, just to jump in here real quick, we described Corey last season as white bread,
yeah.
and I think you said it best. This is basically white bread with jelly.
Yeah.
That's Cody to me. But go ahead.
So his strategy is what on this says that he thinks that the overbearing house guests will expose themselves, and the loudest ones he's going to shoot for first to get them out, and then get rid of the floaters, so that the warriors and the champions can be faced at the end.
This is my worst case scenario. I hate the idea of that. I think it's so annoying when people want to bring the strongest people to the end, because you're basically gambling on the fact that you're gonna be able to beat all those strong people at the end, and B, it's the whole point of the show of these reality shows is that you want to get out the people that are going to be big threats to you down the line, and to surround yourself with threats to the very end, and then have this gentleman's game at the end. Like to me, like it's stupid. You want to be cutthroat to the very end. Like you want to get rid of all the strong people as soon as possible. So yeah, I mean, I think the idea of it is annoying. I get where they're coming from. But you want to get rid of the threats as soon as fucking possible. Like I don't understand that. But regardless,
yeah, like it's different if like there are two or three like super powerful players that all just like together happen to like get their way to like the final five or so. That's different than like, oh, these three powerful players are all buddies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if
and
they
like
just
purposely try to bring themselves to the end.
If they just happen if it just happens to be like that, and every single player left is strong, all right, cool, that's fine. But if
that usually doesn't happen because the threats get voted out.
Right, and if the threats are gonna, like stick together and they're gonna battle each other out near the end, no one's gonna have any vendetta against one another, and it's just not fun TV. Personally, I mean, I'm all for kindness and goodness, but when it comes to this show, I want blood. All right.
Yeah.
I want people to play their hearts out. So yeah, that's my take. And with Cody, and he seems like another one that's going to be like a showman's potential guy. He complained about the about guys that hurt themselves on something and then like whine about it, like if they like maybe like just stub their toe or like bang their elbow or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is like, that does not surprise me that he's the kind of guy that said that. I didn't really like Cody. I think that's where I'm getting at. I didn't really like him. But we'll see what happens when the season starts.
Yep.
All right, next up.
All right, next we have Jillian.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, she's from Las Vegas.
All right.
She says her strategy wise, her main plan is to have an alliance with the guys, which no one will expect. Then I'd give them information from the girls.
That sounds like my good strategy, but go on.
And then she said that she would reveal herself as a big villain towards the end of the game after flying under the radar.
Yeah.
It's like you need to. It's not just be. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm a villain now." You need to like be a villain.
Right. I mean, you're just playing the game. You know, it's not like. Let me just say this: the interview did not portray any of this shit. It was very like she was like maybe nice and cheery and all that. This description portrays someone that is just so much more evil than what we saw. I don't. Yeah, I just don't think that this whole idea of she's gonna try to use this like be an information hog for all the guys. I think it's not going. I don't think that she's gonna end up doing so. I think that she's kind of throwing it out there to sound interesting. To me, I think that she's kind of boring. I don't really. I think the description makes her sound a little bit more interesting, but in the interview, she wasn't. The Big Brother audience has labeled her as most likely to say something racist, which is fantastic. But I really can't really say much about her. She's just there. She exists, and I hope I'm wrong. Hey, if she could make it interesting, if she could be a villain like she's claiming that she's going to be in this description, fuck yeah, let's do it. I don't right now. I'm not seeing that right now. I feel like I saw two completely different people between reading the bio and the actual interview with Jeff.
Yeah.
Unless she's playing us. Dun dun dun.
She's not.
No, she's probably not.
She's not.
Anyways, any thoughts on her?
No, not really.
Yeah, she's alright. She's boring. Alright, next up.
Alright, next up is Kevin.
Alright, Kevin.
Kevin Schlober. Schlober. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. He is a stay-at-home dad from Boston.
55.
55, definitely the oldest contestant, and on the older side in general of people who play this game.
Well, yeah, he's not the oldest ever, but he's up there.
Yeah. And despite his current appearance, he was Mr. Massachusetts in 1986, was on the Geraldo Rivera show and won a hunk contest, and was the dunk champion for the city of Boston in 1981. So, like, he got around in the 80s.
Geraldo Rivera, yeah.
Geraldo Rivera, my bad.
Yeah, it's okay. He's another one that he was very he had a very unique interview with Jeff. I thought he might be interesting with the story, but I think he said that he's like a storyteller rather. But I don't know. My concern is that he's not going to be able to, and that, with most of the older people that end up in this house, when a lot of the people in there are younger, I don't know how much he is going to be able to interact with the house guests, how much they're going to like him, how much they want to keep him around. We've seen, I mean, last season didn't really have anyone that was older, I don't believe. Unless I'm
Say that again.
Dude, what was the last season where we had someone that was like older, like 45 to like higher?
Glenn.
Oh, I forgot about Glenn. Well, we have no fucking idea what Glenn was. He was there for he was like there for a second.
Yeah. Other than that, Donnie from 3 seasons ago. All
right, Donnie made it pretty far.
Donnie did pretty well.
He did pretty well, but I think the difference between Kevin and Donnie is that Donnie is just a genuinely nice individual and genuinely I think he can just hold conversations with people well. Kevin, to me, I think is going to have a little bit of issue, because if you just watch the interview with Jeff, it was just an awkward interview at times. At one point, he brings up the Christopher Walken thing. How he looked like Christopher Walken, and then he was like, "Do you have a Christopher Walken impression?" And he was just like, "No." and he didn't really say anything adding on to it, and Jeff was just like, well, that's the end of the interview. Like, just kind
Have I told you my favorite Christopher Walken joke?
what's that?
All right. So Christopher Walken showed off his house. He was like, and this is my walk-in closet. No, wait. And this is my walk-in bedroom. And this is my walk-in closet. And these shoes here were made for walking.
God damn it. God damn it. Christopher Walken is a national treasure.
Yeah.
But I honestly, that kind of joke reminds me of a dad joke, and it reminds me of something that Kevin would absolutely say.
Yeah.
I hope that Kevin is much more of someone that can get along with people in there, because he's gonna need to get along with people and be on that level. Otherwise, he's gonna be in either a very early boot, or he's gonna be dragged to the end, and no one's gonna want to vote for him. So he needs to step up his game. He doesn't seem like he's willing to backstab either. It's gonna be tough for him.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're down to one more, right?
We have two more.
Two more. Okay.
All right. Next up is Ramses.
Okay.
He's a cosplay artist from Michigan, and my initial reaction from him was just, I hope he has a really good time.
Yeah, that was mine too.
Yeah. Which past Big Brother cast did you like the most? All caps, Dan freaking Giesling.
That's Dan. Dan's legend.
Yeah, he thinks that his social game is going to be the most important part, and he wants one person that he'll absolutely trust and make sure that they fall on opposite sides of the house.
Okay.
Basically have like a complete secret alliance.
I think that Ramses reminds me a lot of Andy. I get a lot of Andy vibes out of him, but I think he could be a better player than Andy, who won.
Yeah.
I think that Andy.
Well, there was a lot that happened in season 15. Let's be real.
Oh, of course. I mean,
yeah.
And
that led to Andy winning.
There's a lot of shit that's gonna end up happening with this season. Sure, true, but I feel like Ramses is gonna be a better player overall, because I felt like Andy, when he went into the show, he was much more looking into having a good time, but also trying to be as social as possible. But I feel like Ramses really has like a plan. Now, again, as we know, if you already have a plan going in, that could get fucked over by whatever they announce on the premiere episode. But oh, by the way, it should be noted, they are in right now. The game is being played as we speak, but we are just
okay.
Cool. But we're not going to be able to watch any of the episodes until next Wednesday. Or watch the live feeds or anything. But they are in right now, playing, and that's exciting to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting like, yes, like really excited thinking about that. All right, fuck you too. All right, anyways.
Wow. Okay.
Call me a nerd. Anyways, but yeah, I really like Ramses, and I think he's gonna be very fun to watch. If we want to do winning picks, we don't have to. But I feel like we know who our two are going to be. I have an idea where our two winners are going to be.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it this season if you don't want to, because
I kind of do.
All right.
I mean, we'll see.
All right. But yeah, love Ramses. I think he's going to be very, very fun interesting to watch. But anyways, last but not least,
we have Raven.
She's
a dance teacher from Arkansas.
Just keep going.
She liked Frankie Grande from season 16.
Oh Jesus! All right.
And she thinks that her southern charm is going to help her make friends with house guests.
I knew that there was going to be issues the minute she said that she lived in Arkansas, or how she calls it, or as she calls it, Arkansas.
Oh yeah, that.
I was like, oh boy. But I will say this, as cringeworthy as all that is, I think that she has a very good personality. She's cute, and I think that she's gonna use that to her advantage. She wants to be a manipulator, and I think that she could try to take the Matt route, where it's Matthew Climbs, whatever his name is. I feel like if she could be very nice to people and pick and choose the information that she gets, I think that could be a very good strategy, and she could mask the idea of the manipulation with the friendliness. But she's also a candidate to be really annoying to the American audience. I can already see it now. So I don't.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case. I would like. I would like to. I think I do like her a lot. In fact, I would say of all the girls in this cast, I think I like Raven the most out of all of them. But you know, it's very. She would. I think that she would worry me if she ends up like going too down the middle, and like that not. And if people get annoyed with her quickly, rather, people are gonna be like, yeah, let's get her out. She's in the middle. No, get her out.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts?
Not really.
There is just the idea of the Arkansas must really enjoy being called sassy. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Those you know, they're now allowing guns in sports stadiums now. So I think that people really love their weapons out there. I think they'll shoot for any reason.
Yeah.
Sorry, people.
I mean, we didn't have to get political, but
I'm just saying. I would be concerned for Raven if that was the case. You know, people don't want to be called sassy down there.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, moving on to the house tour and the subsequent twist. Well, we'll talk about the twist first. It is called the Season of Temptation.
Yes.
And essentially, there is going to be each week a vote from America that will pick one house guest to go into the Den of Temptation, which I believe is going to be like the Paris room from last year when they like broke into there. But this time there's actually a door. They actually see the door. From the minute they walk in, they see that door up there. And it is going to be, it's going to be interesting to see how they go with it. But essentially, they go into this Den of Temptation, and they will be given this luxury of kind, or given this luxury of, you know, power or money or whatever it is, and they can choose whether or not they want to take it. If they do so, there will be a consequence of some kind, whether that is going to affect themselves, or if it's going to affect the entire house, if it's going to affect like change the game up completely, if it's going to, you know, because we've had it where the game had completely changes before. Well, let me just say this. This reminds me a lot of Pandora's Box. I loved Pandora's Box when they kept on doing it. They did it, I think, for every season for like 7 or 8 seasons. I loved it. It was so much fun to me. But they got rid of it in the past few seasons, and they haven't been doing it. And I'm glad they're bringing it back in some form this time around. And I don't think it's going to hurt the game to have this, because I always worry with Twist that it's going to really drastically change the game, and it's not going to be fun to watch because people are going to find a loophole within it, and it's going to be like the same shit every single week. That's what happened with Battle of the Block. But this seems like a twist that could be different every single week. Even let's say they bring back Battle of the Block for one of those consequences. It'll only be for maybe 1 week.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I mean, I love that shit, though. I love the idea of someone takes a luxury of some kind of power, and then at least it's not like it's just gonna be good stuff that comes out of it. There's gonna be some shitty stuff that happens too, and I'm full for that.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think if they do it right, and you know, I already saw people commenting like, "Oh, this is gonna be Big Brother's way of manipulating the game," and I just say to that, you know, look, they have a history of you know, maybe doing things a little bit unorthodox at times, and pushing things in one direction, being a little manipulative, but I don't think that they can manipulate the game that much, because Go ahead.
The contestants also have the ability to just say no to it.
Right. Exactly.
So
And even if they,
it's totally their choice on whether or not they want the game to change. And maybe they're just like down and out on luck, and they get chosen for something like this, and maybe this consequence will help them.
right,
Even it's consequence, yeah, but
right, and I think too is that even if they do choose to take that power, if the production wants something to happen, right? If they want this person to take the power and they want them to do a specific thing, that person might end up doing something else with it, and they can't control that. So I get it. I get where people are worried about it, but it's Big Brother. Big Brother is kind of manipulating. Has always been manipulative. You kind of have to go into it as if Big Brother is a contestant of its own, a force of its own.
yeah.
And it's what they want to happen is not always what they want. What actually ends up happening, you know. So that's again, that's how I see it personally. But we'll see what happens. Any other thoughts on it? Do you think that this is gonna be like a bearable twist throughout the whole summer? If that's the case,
I think it's gonna be great. I hope that Rob Gronkowski's just run in the room one time. That's the temptation. It's just Rob Gronkowski's in there.
yeah. I you know, that's actually
I don't
funny
know what
because-
there is to be tempted about, but he's going to be in there.
You know, it's funny you bring that up because in Pandora's box, there used to be a house guest named Jesse. Okay, so Jesse was a bodybuilder. He really loved himself, and he still does to this day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He was a reoccurring member of that Pandora's box.
Okay.
Because he would you would go in there and there would be like a secret box in there. There would be a question mark, and people would be like, "Oh my god, what's in that question mark box? Oh my god, that could be something huge." And so they choose to open the door. They walk in, and the door closes behind them, locks them in. And they open the box, and underneath is Jesse, and he's there, and you have to do workouts with him and everything. Meanwhile, there's a screen in the Pandora's box, and like everyone's enjoying like a luau in the backyard. Like everyone's having a fun little party, and like you're there having to lift weights with Jesse and like have to like touch his pecs and stuff. Like it like that to me. That's the shit that I'm hoping to see a lot of during this whole Den of Temptation thing. Because I don't know, there's just something fun about that. But yeah, regardless of that though, I think it's gonna be fun. I don't think that if this is the only twist, I hope it is.
Me too.
Then this could be a really fun season because I think the cast, you know, despite maybe my concerns about all of them, you know, I think this could be a solid cast, a fun cast. You have no idea how they're gonna react to one another, but I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I completely forgot about the house. The house looks awesome, and it's very much on the Temptation vibe. They have apples, like have like a fake LED tree that they have that have like apples attached to it. They have a whole wall covered in apples, and one of the rooms.
One of the house guests could try to eat one of the apples.
Yeah, I agree. I will.
Like, are those real?
Yeah, they'll try to grab and eat that.
And they'll probably like grab it, and then it won't come off the wall, and then they'll still try to just like reach up and bite it, like
like they're fucking giraffes. Like there's guys that can like reach out with their chins. There's a lot of the house that looks very regal. The bathroom.
Yeah, it's like really fucking fancy.
Yeah, like the head of household room looks very golden. The bedrooms look very like you're in like a fancy hotel of some kind. The living room has words on the wall. It's purple and it has words on the wall that says money, power, alliance. All that's like all the things that you kind of think about when you think of Big Brother. And so that's interesting. So I think the house looks awesome. The twist seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. There's just one issue. And
what is that?
And this is what I'm going to reveal.
Oh.
Before we went on the air, you pointed out that you thought that there was someone that could return. That there was a potential 17th house guest. that could come back? Well, I have one source right now. I hope it's not true. I hope it's okay. All right, calm down. Calm down. You might be okay with this. You might be okay with this.
Okay.
But this was by Hamster Watch. Hamster Watch is a very popular feedster. Someone that follows the season, has some sources inside of that Big Brother house. And the rumor is that Paul is going to enter the house.
Okay.
So that is Paul from Big Brother 18, runner-up, is going to return to the house, and be part of this now 17-person cast. What is your thoughts?
My thought is that 17 is a shit number.
I mean, you say that, but your username, if you just switch to 7 and 1, you have 17 in there.
I meant for like a fucking reality show.
To have 17.
Like, starting out with 17 people, like there's no like. I know they don't have to divide it up. Like this is obviously a very individualistic game, but like look at the fucking, like look at the memory wall. Like, you can't divide. 17 is a fucking prime number. You can't divide that up evenly, and the memory wall is just gonna look like shit if they add a new picture, and then all of a sudden Paul's face is there.
This is my theory.
I know that. Okay, I know that. Unless they like bring him in at some point, like later in the season, like they did with the twin twist, where there were technically 17 cast members, and then just replace like the first person that's voted out or whatever. Like I'm literally only thinking of this from the memory wall point of view. Like I don't think that starting off right away with 17 people would make a lot of sense, especially if Paul is the only returning member. On top of that,
well, there's a lot.
And I fucking love Paul, but
I like Paul too. Here's my concerns about it, and I think the memory wall is a good point. I guess that's where another big concern about it is. I hate the early eviction, but I'm worried that is going to be the case if Paul comes back, because I feel like they could eliminate someone somehow, whether it's via competition or early voting, whatever it is. And they get them out, and Paul takes their place. That to me is bullshit. I hate the idea that I think Glenn was screwed last season with the competition. He was not physically fit for it. He was close. He was very close to winning, but that to me still doesn't matter. I find it very frustrating when you do not get to know a house guest, when you do not get to know about someone in there. Like to me, it's the bane of any reality show.
Glenn didn't play the game last season. Like, he was listed as a contestant, but he did not play the game last season.
Essentially, and that's what's frustrating to me. So that I don't hate Paul. I do like to see him, but here's the other thing too. Paul comes in there with experience. And he is now going to talk to these house guests. He's going to be interacting with these house guests, competing with these house guests. But he's going to tell them all the shit that's inside the Big Brother house. He's going to teach them all the shit. And to me, that's not... I find that annoying, because you kind of want the newbies to kind of learn as they go and discover these things. But then you're just going to have Paul in there telling them already. Maybe he won't. Maybe he might just be like, I'm just gonna let this play out. But I don't see that being the case, and that's my other concern about that. And so the early eviction is scary to me. The idea the idea that we're gonna have like almost like a new cast but plus one returning person is just annoying.
Yeah.
And but again, I love Paul, but it just... can we just have a season where we just have all new ones? And no fucking type... I mean, it has been a long time, a very long time, since we've had a type cast person in there. since we have not had a typecast person in there.
Uh,
Big Brother 15, we had Alyssa which is Rachel's sister. Big Brother 16, we had Frankie Grande. Big Brother 17, we had
Paulie and Tiffany.
Paulie and Tiffany. Well, that was last season.
Oh, that was last season.
That was Big Brother 18. Big Brother 17 was the twin shit. The twin the twin cast. I just want 16 people that we have no idea about to just go in the game and compete. I don't want anyone that I know. I don't want anything like if they're gonna bring back people, just do a fucking all-star game. That's fun. Everyone knows the game.
Yeah,
and we know these personalities.
Survivor does it really well. It's like every 3 seasons or so they do an all-stars type of season.
Right, and
they do an all-returning season, and then like 2 seasons of completely new people, and then another all-returning, and that works out so well because you get some people who like have some experience and can be like new faces in this returning section, but then you don't like only focus on a specific group of people all the time.
Correct, and Paul's gonna get a lot of airtime too. He's gonna get a lot more airtime.
Everyone loves Paul.
Airtime more than the 16 other house guests.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of concerns there. And to bring back to Survivor did in the past have seasons where they did have a mixed, but it didn't really work out that well. And I think they realized that, and they kind of have now stuck it with like the new cast and then a veteran cast.
I think the last time they did there were like 2 returning members and then the rest were new was when Boston Rob's perfect season, and at that point that was like the easiest season ever for Rob.
Right, because everyone was just going after one another.
Yeah, because everyone was going after one another. Everyone was already like buddied up with Rob. Fucking Philip was a thing, and Russell Hance's team like threw the challenge just to eliminate him.
Right.
The 3rd challenge, I think.
Yeah, that. I know it's to me that the concept of it is really annoying. Now, of course, it's just one, and I hope it's just one. Who knows at this point. And it may not be any. Paul might just the reason why people are starting to believe it because Paul has been dark on his Twitter. He's not been tweeting out that much. There was another thing that came out where he apparently canceled a recent concert that he was going to have on the day of the Big Brother premiere. He pulled out of that. I just don't know. I feel like I would hope that they just keep the veterans out. I just want a normal cat. I want a normal season. I don't want to talk about veterans anymore. I want 16 new ones. You know, that's it. That's all I want. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when Wednesday comes around. Maybe, hopefully, things end up working out, and we still have a good season ahead of us. That's all I can hope for.
Same here.
But yeah. Any other thoughts on the season? Anything else that you want to bring up, or do you want to do winning predictions? Any chance?
I mean, like, we don't have to. I'm just gonna say that I want Cameron to win.
Yeah. I would love to see Cameron win. I'd love to see Ramsey win. I think those are the 2 nerds that I'd really want to see.
Yeah.
The 2 nerds win. I do like Mark. I think he's gonna be interesting to watch. Raven, Christmas, like those 2 girls. I feel like they're pretty solid as well. And I think the rest of the cast really has something to prove during the season, to prove that they are. And Megan. Megan's I think is pretty good as well. And Matt and there's a lot of good ones in there. There's a lot of solid players in this group. I'm hoping that they live up to their potential. I want some fun feeds, fun, exciting episodes to watch, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed. Yeah, I hope everyone is looking forward to the Big Brother season. Be good to one another, be kind to one another, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.